Today's video is very much to do with that modern country sound that you hear, which is a mix of the country feel plus like the John Mayer chord shapes, something that's a bit more like something that is richer in a way, sounds that are richer, jazzier chords. As an example, I could bring, let's say, John Mayer, Born and Raised, or Cali Pierce, Oklahoma, or Slow Burn or Golden Hour by Casey Musgrave, is that kind of sound, okay? Is that modern, very rich chords. And the idea here is that you have some notes that are fretted, and then you have open strings, and that open string sound gives you that jungly, that chimey sound, almost like piano-style chords that have semitones or whole tones between, so it's like you have that kind of close voicing, so to speak, like in this case. And these are the chord voicings that are used a lot, both for writing the song and for overdubbing with an electric guitar with some delay and stuff like that, just like you heard in the intro. Excellent. So yeah, let's get straight to it, and I will explain how it all works. Okay, so these chords are actually marked as major 7 or minor. Obviously, the goal here is not really to figure out that, let's say, the second chord, it's an F sharp minor 11. I would just call it F sharp minor, okay? It's just a 2 chord, it's just a 2 minor chord, okay? So let's go with the 1, which is E major. In this case, E major 7. Then I will have an F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor. I've written them without the thumb. Obviously, if you're playing just acoustic guitar, you want to play the root of the thumb. If you're playing a band setting, you want to maybe just mute that 6th string. Then I will have A major, which is the 4, B, which is the 5. I particularly like this chord. Then instead of C sharp minor, I put 2 inversions. A, so instead of the 6 and the 7, I put A over C sharp. I like the sound of that. Obviously, you will have to be careful if you need C sharp minor, you want to play C sharp minor, C sharp minor 7. And then instead of D sharp minor, I put B inversion, so the first inversion, so B over D sharp. And then it goes back to E. So again. So if I put them in order with a bit of rhythm, and I will have a little, shaker and a little track for myself, I made a little track for myself, it will sound something like this. So obviously this is in the key of E, and the goal of this is to maintain the open strings. So if I play an E flat doesn't have open strings, so we'll have to tune the guitar down a half step. Or in this case, if I want to go up to the key of F doesn't have open strings. You can probably use the G open or E open, let's say there are either shapes, but in general, I think if you want to play F with these shapes, the E shapes, you might need to put a capo. So it'd be okay. So that's the idea. And again, you can keep going up, F sharp, and so on. But I'll show you other shapes in different keys. So hopefully you will have enough shapes to cover all keys by moving things up and down with the capo or by detuning the guitar. Okay, so the next one will be in the key of D. So we'll have D major 7, E minor. This is actually from that Golden Hour song. Very, very recognizable. So let's start again. D major 7, E minor, F sharp minor, this is the 3, 4, which is G, 5, which is A, and then I have the two inversions again. G over B, and A over C sharp, and then I go back to D major 7. So let's play them with the track again. You can go up with a capital E flat and down detuning to D flat. Okay, so let's see the key of G. These are the shapes for the key of G. So I'm going to go through quite quickly now. G major, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, and then the last one is D8, 9. So, and then we go back to G. So again. I wouldn't say this is as strong a sound as the other, the other keys, but these are some options as well. And I wanted to make one in this key. So we're in the key of A now. First one is A at 9. Then I have B minor. Very simple to move from one chord to the other. Just move up that middle finger. C sharp minor. D major 7. E, this is just the power chord. F sharp minor. And then I have G sharp minor. I really like this chord. And then I go back to A. So. Let's go with the track. And obviously this will cover B flat if you put the capo, and A flat if you turn the guitar down. Okay, but obviously you could play, then you can have so many options now. You could play A flat with an E shape, and so on. So you have various options. Let's just make an example in the key of B flat. Okay, a B flat, I could use the A shapes, and so on. I could use the E shapes down here. The D shapes would be down here. It's quite high. Okay. It's quite high. And then with the G shapes, it would be here. Okay, so you have various options. Of course, if you want to use overdubs, it's nice to have different textures. You can use the capo and use the same chord progression and play the same chord progression in different areas of the guitar. Like in the intro, I play that chord progression in E on the acoustic, and on the electric, I put the capo on the second fret, and I played some part by using certain shapes belonging to that D chord shapes, which now is obviously E because I used the cap on the second fret. So that is E major using the shapes of the family that comes from, the D major family, so to speak. Hope this makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, I hope this was of help to you. So please, as always, if you enjoyed it, subscribe, like, which are the things that probably make that, the video go further, and the algorithm to suggest it, push it further, suggest it to other people. And if you feel like this was of any value to you, please share it on social media, send it to a friend. And otherwise, check out all the links in the description. There are some patches that I make, which you've heard in the intro, for Tone X and Line 6. And there are some for acoustic guitar as well. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.